They were true muses of film and television, symbols of beauty, talent, and charisma. But time has passed, and their lives have changed completely. Some continue to shine and remain in the spotlight, while others have faded from view. Do you remember these actresses? Their before and after will surprise you. Stick around until the end because one of these actresses had an unbelievable transformation. Brooke Shields, the muse from the Blue Lagoon, captured the world in the 80s with her natural beauty and striking gaze. And after? She transitioned to television and became a writer, in addition to facing personal challenges. And today? In her early 50s, she still exudes charisma and beauty, inspiring new generations. Michelle Pfeiffer. A synonym for talent and elegance, she shone in Scarface and Batman Returns. But what happened? She decided to reduce her exposure in Hollywood to focus on her family, and today, still active in film, she recently made a strong comeback in prominent roles. Demi Moore, star of Ghost and Striptease, she was one of the most desired actresses of the 90s. And after, turmoil in her marriages and poor role choices affected her career. And today, she remains stunning and has regained her place in cinema. Cindy Crawford. Model and actress, she was one of the most beautiful women of the 90s. What happened next? She stepped away from the limelight to focus on her family and fashion business. And today, in her 50s, she continues to be an icon of beauty and natural aging. Sharon Stone, owner of one of the most iconic moments in cinema in Basic Instinct. But what about after? She faced health issues that impacted her career. And today, recovered, she continues acting and inspiring many women. Julia Roberts, the eternal pretty woman, one of the biggest names in Hollywood during the 90s. What has changed? She has chosen more mature and understated roles over time. And today, she remains one of the most respected and beloved actresses in cinema. Winona Ryder. The darling of the 80s and 90s, she shined in Edward Scissorhands' Beetlejuice and Girl, Interrupted. And then, she got involved in scandals and disappeared from Hollywood for a while. And today, she made a triumphant return in Stranger Things and is better than ever. Jennifer Connelly. She found success in Labyrinth and Requiem for a Dream, being one of the most beautiful actresses of the time. And then, she built a solid career, though without much media attention. And today, she continues to act and impresses with her beauty and talent at 50 years old. Salma Hayek, the Mexican who stole the spotlight in the 90s with From Dusk Till Dawn and Frida. What changed? She expanded her career into film production and activism. And today, still rocking Hollywood and proving that age is just a number. Meg Ryan, the queen of romantic comedies, star of Sleepless in Seattle and You've Got Mail. But what happened next? She underwent some controversial surgeries and chose a more discreet life. And today, she still makes appearances at events, but is far from the stardom she once had. Kim Basinger. An icon of the 80s and 90s, she starred in 912 Weeks and LA Comp. And then, she slowed down her career and distanced herself from Hollywood. And today, still beautiful, she makes rare appearances and lives a more private life. Heather Locklear. She shined in Dynasty and Melrose Place, being one of the most famous blonde actresses on TV. What happened? She faced personal issues that affected her public image. And today, she is focused on her recovery and is gradually reappearing. Brigitte Nielsen Muse of Rocky IV. She also led a life full of controversies and changes. And then, she underwent a radical transformation and went through various phases. And today, still full of energy, she surprised everyone by having a child at 54 years. Andie MacDowell. With her classic beauty, she starred in 4 Weddings and a Funeral and Groundhog Day. What changed? She aged naturally and embraced her gray hair. And today, she continues to act and is a symbol of authentic beauty. Linda Hamilton, the iconic Sarah Connor from The Terminator. And then, she stepped away for a while but returned to the franchise years later. And today, she still impresses with her strong presence in cinema. Daryl Hannah, the mermaid from Splash and muse of Blade Runner. What has changed? she stepped back from the limelight and became an environmental activist. And today, married to Neil Young, she lives a quieter yet still dazzling life. Terry Hatcher shined as Lois Lane in Lois and Clark, and later in Desperate Housewives. And then, she experienced ups and downs in her career and faced controversies. And today, she still makes occasional TV appearances, but without the same impact as before. Pamela Anderson. The star of Baywatch, she was one of the biggest beauty icons of the 90s. What happened? She became involved in controversies and changed her appearance significantly. And today, in her 50s, she decided to embrace a more natural look and surprised her fans. Molly Ringwald. The darling of John Hughes films, like 16 Candles and The Breakfast Club. And then, she chose to take a more low-key path in TV and theater. And today, she still acts, but away from the spotlight as she once did. Uma Thurman from Pulp Fiction to Kill Bill, she was one of the most prominent faces of the 90s. And then, she opted for more selective roles and distanced herself from the media for a bit. And today, she remains a star but much more reserved. So, which of these actresses had the most impressive transformation? Do you remember them all? But hold on, because we have more surprises coming your way. In the next video, we will reveal what happened to other stars from the 80s and 90s who disappeared from the media. And one of them went through something unbelievable. Don't miss it.